Manchester United fans, question for you. How do you think Elliot Anderson played against us yesterday? Did he pass the audition? We have talks about what is going on with the potential transfer of Elliot Anderson today. I want to open this up to everybody in the chat. We didn't talk about it too much. We dissected Manchester United, but of course there was one player on the pitch yesterday that Manchester United fans were looking at, as well as their own 11, which was obviously the target for the summer, well, apparent target for the summer, Elliot Anderson. Updates on that coming, but I want to know your thoughts on this as well. We talked about that price tag that came out in the week on Elliot Anderson. Want to bring you updates on Buwadi, want to bring you updates on Stiller, and also more talk around what's going on at Carrington around Joshua Zirkzee and Kobbie Mainoo, also on the evening show as well. Manchester United sit comfortably in contention for the top 4 and European places again after everybody has played this weekend. There was one more game to go between Everton and Sunderland, but yes, Manchester United, after Man City's defeat of Bournemouth this afternoon, and now starts just a point out still from the top 4, and a massive game ahead against Spurs this weekend. Build up for that is coming throughout the week, but yeah, I think we can safely say after the draw a little bit of disappointment, but overall Manchester United well and truly in the mix, only 2 points off Man City in second in the league table. And they've got to play Liverpool, who are third, next weekend. Opportunity knocks? I think so, United fans. Get into the comment section. Let me know how you're feeling after yesterday's game. Have you got over that game yesterday? How are you feeling? Are you still half full? Or have you changed to half empty? Vice versa. Let me know, everybody. Let's get into the conversation on Elliot Anderson first of all, though. I thought it was good yesterday against United. I thought Nottingham Forest midfield were very combative in the end. They were very physical. And I think when Anderson got Yates next to him and he was there to take the pressure off Anderson and do all of the, let's just say, the bumping around, to put it lightly, for his sake anyway, like you would have witnessed me say on my vlog and on the watch along and on everything else from this morning as well. I thought Yates could have easily been sent off yesterday for Nottingham Forest, but he did the nitty gritty and the dirty work while Elliot Anderson controlled the game for Nottingham Forest yesterday. And I've seen everybody online and everybody's talking on social media about how good Anderson was. Manchester United apparently are well and truly in with this, and there is some people actually saying that they seen and people witnessed Ruben Amorim talking to Elliot Anderson. Now, I'm only bringing this up because, obviously, this is what happened with Matheus Cunha. And we're looking down that road again, isn't it? Is it Ruben, obviously, planting the seeds early and getting into Elliot Anderson on this one? Look, there were plenty of sources saying that Manchester United are interested. Some, in fact, saying that this is very, very... very far down the line in terms of talks on what is actually happening with Elliot Anderson. I'm just going to read this extra out from an account online already that has been talking about this today and what's been said. Sources confirm Manchester United have concrete interest in Nottingham Forest's midfielder Elliot Anderson, who was spotted talking to Ruben Amorim yesterday after the game. Club insiders have confirmed that the conversation. Nottingham Forest are aware of Manchester United's interest, definitely want to watch. Inside info after the match, Amorim and Anderson were seen chatting and laughing for around 4 to 5 minutes, reminiscent of Cunha last season, and we all know what happened and went down there. Still very early stages, but this could become a saga dominating the January and summer transfer windows. Look, on that, that's fine, that's all right. I'll take that with a pinch of salt. I do know that Manchester United are interested in Elliot Anderson. I know that for certain. And other sources are going to come out and try and jump the gun and get there ahead of it. Look, everybody's going to say that they know someone, or insiders, or their sources telling them that they are definitely in for talks with them. Look, there's a lot goes on with transfers, and we've said this many a times before. I've always been a big advocate of Manchester United and other big clubs always consistently getting in early and negotiating for players months in advance, and I feel like this is what is going to be necessary for Elliot Anderson. Manchester United need to make sure that this player is 100% fully convinced before they go into any conversation with Marinakis and how difficult it's going to be to get this player out of Nottingham Forest. Are they prepared to go all of the way? Are they prepared to spend big money? And I'm talking big figures here, upwards of 80 million at least. Now, I still feel like the 100 to 120 million price tag for him is way too steep, and I don't think anybody's going to pay that But I think they've put that up there because teams are going to come in and around the 70, 80 mark, and then it's going to move somewhere closer to 8. I reckon it's going to be in around the 80, 85 mark for Elliot Anderson to get that quality of player in. And I think a player of that age also, I think with the experience he's got in the Premier League, I think it's gold for anybody right now. Who can afford it? That's the question. And where does he want to go? Obviously, you've got the big links with Newcastle still, but Newcastle, again, I said this, I in my predictions said that I fancy Newcastle to finally break their duck, but if you're losing 3-1 away from home to West Ham United, 3-1 to West Ham, who are god-awful, then Newcastle are in a little bit of trouble at the moment. And you look at the league table and where they are right now, and Newcastle are struggling. Like, why would you want to go to Newcastle at the moment, knowing that Tonali, Joe Linton, and Bruno Guimaraes are there holding that position down? You're not going to be first choice there at Newcastle. Newcastle have got to get their act together quickly before they start falling away, because we said this morning the pack is very, very close. Manchester United are in the mix here and are obviously one of them teams that with one win can propel themselves right up the table, and Newcastle are falling away right now. So I'm not saying that this is going to determine what happens with Elliot Anderson, but I just don't think Newcastle are the force, and I think it's going to be off-putting. And if Newcastle don't make Europe and Manchester United do, there's no way that Newcastle can afford Elliot Anderson, and I don't think he would go back there if they didn't have European football. So I think at the moment, Manchester United's performances this season are performances that I think would attract other players, the project and what's happening at the football club, and how Manchester United are moving up moving up the table, I think, and are getting a little bit more consistent. I think that is an appealing proposition, I feel. And anybody who is going to Manchester United knows that they are going to feature and be a first team pick, because the replacements are necessary in that midfield. I don't think there's any of the bigger clubs that could say that Elliot Anderson is definitely going to come in and start in their team with the players that they have got. I'm talking Liverpool here, I'm talking Chelsea, I'm talking obviously Arsenal as well. None of the bigger clubs that we are talking about here, I don't think. Even Manchester City to a certain degree, you could argue they could fit him in because they're an aging midfield, but there is no sign that Elliot Anderson has got any sort of interest in City or vice versa at the moment. So I look at the way that the environment is and the way that everything lies with the Anderson situation at the moment, and I can see this report actually being well, not genuine, not completely 100%, but I can see it having legs, and they are bullish in saying that this is definitely going to be Manchester United's target for the summer, and we will see. January, definitely not. No, they're not going to buy Anderson in January. Not a chance in hell that Man United managed to prize him away this season. So forget that idea, but definitely moves, and I think pieces being moved in position to go and attack the transfer window, and Elliot Anderson is looking more and more likely like a Manchester United top target now. And maybe again, this has happened before, and it's easy to bring in the Matthias Cunha situation here. Ruben loves him. Apparently Ruben loves Elliot Anderson, and if this has been confirmed that he was talking to him for 4 or 5 minutes, that seems a bit extensive. That seems a long time. 4 or 5 minutes in a conversation is a long one. So that is going to be an interesting one to see how that develops. If that is true, and again, I'm guessing here because I'm going off what people are saying and what the reports are saying, then I would say that that is a positive for Man United fans, that Elliot Anderson is actually interested talking to Ruben Amorim, and I can see this happening, I really can, because I don't think Forest are going to get back into Europe. I didn't think much of them yesterday. They've got a few good players that can cause problems, and Manchester United should have won that game yesterday. So, again, staying at Forest, I don't think is an option for him. Moving to Newcastle, if neither of them sides are in European football next season, I don't think they are going to be in the fight to take Elliot Anderson. Again, Manchester United, and the reason why I don't think we're going to buy him in January is Elliot Anderson would like to know exactly what's going to be on the table and what he's going to be playing in next season come the competitions that United could possibly be in. So let's see the season out, and then let's see where United stand. But already putting pieces in place, like I said, to make sure that they're ready to strike when the summer comes, and that, I think, is going to be Manchester United's angle on this, and I think it's the right target to go for. At the moment, like, I love Elliot Anderson, the way he's playing. He would be up there for me. I still like Wharton. I think Baleba has still got a chance later on if he gets his act together in the season, but Manchester United, I think, see an opportunity with Anderson and the way that he plays. I think he would 100% fit what Ruben Amorim needs right now, because he's also got that engine on him as well. I would be happy with that move. Give me your thoughts in the comment section, everybody. Let me know what you're thinking about the Anderson move and whether this would be the right midfielder to go for. Get in there, let me know what you're thinking, everyone. Adam, the shows and this community is great. Galvatron, I love that, mate. Thank you so much. Cheers for the super chat as well, buddy. I do love this community. It is fantastic, and the conversations and debates we have are brilliant. I just open it up for everybody to have a say, and everyone's opinions are always valid here. And you'll find with the mods, the members, and the people who come in regularly onto For Every Night TV live streams, they are receptive and open to everybody's opinion, and that's the way we're always going to keep it here on the channel. So thank you for the community plug there as well, mate, and that super chat. Roz, always one of them people in here. Is the budget's there to bring in the midfielders, plural, in brackets, they need, and the wing back over the next January and summer window? Yes. Yes, it is, because Manchester United, like we said, are going to cash in on Rashford. They've got the Rasmus money coming. They've also got the Greenwood money coming, because he won't stay at Marseille. And of course, if we do get, and it still is an if, I'm not jumping the gun, European football money coming in on top of that, Manchester United can definitely plan ahead. And I do believe that we are in a comfortable position to make these deals happen. Whether or not there is other players leaving, we will see. I mean, I talked this morning about Graham Bailey's report on Mark Gahey being an option for United. United throwing their hat in the race with him, a free transfer for him, or even going out and spending money in January. Would it take away from Manchester United's coffers for the summer and bringing in a wing-back and a midfielder, or two midfielders? I get it. I still think Man United will spend $250 million again this summer transfer window, and that should be enough to bring you a wing-back and two absolute quality midfielders. I'm going to get on to the other targets in a minute and the updates on them, but please do get into the chat and let me know what you're thinking. Thank you for all the likes on the show already, everybody. Really appreciate that. And thank you again for all of the views and support throughout the weekend. If you haven't seen my match reaction from the game yesterday, go watch that back. That's the latest in the video section on the channel as well. We did a live stream this morning about the fan base turning on social media on Diogo Dalot. Is it time to drop Dalot out of the side? That video is there as well. They're the last two on the channel, so check them out after we've finished this live stream today, everybody, as well, and give me your thoughts on that. We need more of the "I'll die for my teammate" type players. Too many poofers, weaklings in our team. That are okay with not going hard into 50-50s. They should just buy Anderson in January, pay the money. If the money's there, they will. If the money's there, I'm not going to say go out and get him. I just don't think Man United are going to do that. They're going to be very, very sensible with how they spend. But Forest aren't going to sell him anyway. So I think there is patience needed in this deal also on that. Their owner will put a massive price tag on his head, probably $100+ million, which is complete nonsense in my opinion. Look, Marinakis cannot say no to a transfer if Nottingham Forest are not, and I say this again, if they're not back in Europe, then they cannot afford with their finances to not sell certain assets. You get what I mean by that? To finance any sort of rebuild, they're going to have to sell somebody. They need to be back in Europe and having the money coming in to balance their books. I don't think he would be able to turn the deal down for Elliot Anderson. It just depends how realistic he is. If them prices and what's been rumoured to be the prices for Elliot Anderson are true, which are $100 million, again, let's just see. Manchester United have been nowhere near that in terms of Ineos' spending. Benjamin Sesko is the most expensive player Manchester United have ever bought, but let's not forget, Manchester United spent an awful lot of money on Benjamin Sesko, and he's an unproven young striker. Are they going to go and do the same again with Elliot Anderson, who is a proven, and I mean proven, international Premier League midfielder at the right age? It's the appeal of the younger player and how much they will spend on that younger player, which is the difference, I feel. I don't think Manchester United have come across this scenario yet under Ineos, where there is a player there of the right age that is the right type of player and has the right experience. It is the ultimate player. You could talk about Cunha and Mbeumo being them players, but they're both 26. Not in the younger age brackets, early 20s, like the midfielders we're looking at right now. Them players come at an absolute premium because you're guaranteeing at least 6 to 7 years of top quality footballer in these signings. So they will spend a bit more on them players. What do people think? What do people think? Did we deserve to win? I think a draw was the right result. After the ball outlook and really creating not a lot in open play. Game was end to end and end to end to say we deserved a win. To deserve a win, it's not right to say we deserved a win. I thought Manchester United deserved the win overall, personally. Yeah, you could say I'm a bit biased. I looked at the open play moves. I thought Cunha should have took his chance better. I thought Ahmad should have hit the target in the first half. I thought Benjamin Sesko should have had a better touch. He was through clean on goal twice. I thought Bruno Fernandes in open play off the post. I thought Casemiro open shot from open play again, which looped over the goalkeeper. Could have gone in like it did last week against Brighton. Overall, open play and set pieces, Manchester United were the better side. I thought we deserved to win the game. Dominated possession and I think better passing accuracy as well. But for the 5 minutes, like Ruben Amorim said, Carl, I think Manchester United were unlucky not to win that game. And I'm not surprised he's a bit fed up and angry that we dropped 2 points. Because I would say it was 2 points dropped in that game. How strong is the Premier League, though? Like we said there. You could laugh at Manchester United getting a point at Nottingham Forest. But again, we've come up against another new manager bouncing, Sean Dyche. And them determined. First Premier League game at home, and it's against United. United always have to deal with the cup final scenario anyway when they come to town. But we always get the new manager bounce situation at this football club. We always seem to get it. No matter who it is, we are going to get it every single time. But we dealt with that. And if you thought that was a bad result, just have a look at Newcastle, who nobody is going in on at all at the moment. They have still not won a game away from home this season. And they have just been beaten 3-1 by bleeding West Ham. So if you thought United was a bad result, go and ask Newcastle if they would have swapped that result with you after what we created just today and how unlucky we were, I thought. Anyway, that, I feel, puts this whole results over the weekend into full view and perspective, I feel, because anybody can beat anybody in the Premier League. Spurs are pretty much in the top 4. They've dropped points at home to Wolves, who are bottom of the league. Manchester United, who are up there as well, a point off the top 4, dropped 2 points at Nottingham Forest. Bournemouth today beaten by Manchester City, but Bournemouth are beating everybody else. Sunderland, how they are up there, second best defence in the league after being newly promoted. Look, there's so many teams that are going to take points off each other. And again, Manchester United going to Spurs next weekend with Liverpool playing Man City, 2 teams above us. If we take advantage and get our result on the board on Saturday lunchtime, United are putting the pressure on there, and then we head into the international break in the top 4. It would be awesome for that to happen, and we can get there. We can get there because we didn't lose the game against Forest. We kept that point. We didn't say die, and the last 2 away games we picked up 4 points in 2 tough away games, and we move on to Spurs. If we can get anything from that game, being unbeaten away from home helps Manchester United, and then winning them home games continuously. We'll pick up the odd win here and there, but I like the structure, and on this current form, I think Manchester United are comfortably making European football next season. Whether it is Champions League or Europa League, one of them two I think is well and truly on the cards. I do. Gary says, Adam, thanks for the watch along with Graham. Enjoyed the comments and swearing does not bother me. I am in the same in Germany. I said, yeah, sorry, I lost the plot again. Do you know what? You said that's why I did the vlog that I did. Angry that we dropped points. Angry because of a football scenario rather than Manchester United just being deadbeats on the pitch. That, I think, showed yesterday where I am at as a fan right now, that we are now 4 games into this so-called turnaround in form. 10 points from them games, still unbeaten, and well and truly up there. 2 points off second in the league after 10 games, over a quarter of the way through the season, people. And we're there. This weekend could be, no, actually, not could be, is massive for Manchester United. A win at Spurs just puts us right in the mix there. And then I think everybody has to openly admit, even the biggest doubters have to say, there is something cooking here. There is a chance for United. Because the fixtures coming up, none of them are easy, like I said. But I'd fancy Manchester United in all of the games that we're playing. I just feel comfortable because I know Ruben is building something now. And I think we're in a better position than a lot of other clubs around us. I do. I really do think that Manchester United are in a better position with the turnaround. The players still coming in. Like, you could say that we could be a lot more solid at the back. You've got Maguire and Leach coming back in. And I just feel like there's more to come from Benjamin Sesko. And we're only going to get better with the players that we've got right now. Gelling as a team, I think it's good. The midfield is massive. And obviously this is where we're opening the show on Elliot Anderson and what's happening there with him, because I think that would be an absolute gem in that midfield. Now, of course, as well, there is other news. And we have talked over the last few days over a couple of different midfielders when it comes to Manchester United targets. And yet again, the story that I brought you the other day, when we was hearing news about Paquetá and things like this, Romano's come out and said there's nothing, but let's see on him. But Manchester United, Ayoub Bouadi from Lille, again, Manchester United definitely interested in him. And another report coming out on top of the one we spoke about the other day, this time on Cardiff side. Manchester United have held internal talks about signing Lille's midfield prodigy, Ayoub Bouadi. The club have closely monitored Bouadi's progress with Director of Recruitment Christopher Vivell, reportedly a strong admirer of the highly rated 18-year-old. Bouadi has impressed since breaking into Lille's first team, and a big move appears only a matter of time. 35 million. We didn't have a price the other day, but 35 million is the fee. Now again, that does also open up the Elliot Anderson transfer, and that for me I think is where we're at right now. One big signing and then one not so big, but you know what I mean, another filler, a potential, a younger player, someone coming in as well, like an 18-year-old again for Manchester United. That I feel is the way that this club is going forward. A mix and a blend of youth, Premier League experience, and spending the right money. I think it's clear. Like, if you got let's say for instance, you spent 135 million on Bouadi and Elliot Anderson, you could be looking at a midfield there for the next 7 to 8 years. I know I said 6 or 7 before, but I'm throwing an extra year on top. I'm allowed to. It's my show, so let me have that. But you see where I'm going with it, don't you? Like, I'm not sure if Bouadi's going to make it. I'm not sure if Manchester United's the right club for him. I'm just looking at this and going, this is Lenny Yorrell's path. This is what he did. And players are noticing Lenny Yoro getting game time for Manchester United. And younger players are noticing that Man United is the place to be. Why did Aidan Heaven and Chido Obe jump ship from Arsenal to move to United? Because they're going to get a chance. They're going to get the opportunity. If they work hard and do exactly as they're told, then they're going to get opportunities in this first team. And I think Bouadi at 35 million for a player that's now well and truly into his second full season of first team football at just 18. These are the types of gems and players that Manchester United are going to be all over going into these transfer windows. And it might just be that United are going in for these types of players instead of the bigger players. I still think there's a big one coming. I really do. But I'm encouraged by Manchester United's recruitment. And I'll say this again. I don't know Bouadi. I haven't watched him enough. I'm just reporting on the player. What he's done, he starts. He looks impressive. But I'm never convinced until I see the player play. I can only judge off what the recruitment team are looking at. And we are scouting this man heavily again. And I trust this recruitment team now. That's what I'm trying to make the point of here. I actually trust what Manchester United are doing. And now they're operating off the pitch. So that, again, is is the massive, massive plus point that I think we need to look at here. I keep on saying the same thing, I know. But alongside Buadi as well is the thought of Angelo Stiller, and that story still bubbling up. Now, I didn't bring this up the other day, and I did a separate video on Stiller being the man. Get him, he's the main target for United, and this was brought up by a few people. Ben Jacobs was talking about it, Romano was talking about it, and Stuttgart have got a gem there. Now, they're trying to buy out the release clause. I didn't mention the release clause, but he, again, 35 million for Angelo Stiller from Stuttgart. That is, for me, I think, a risk-free transfer at that price. At his age, his quality, German international, I think at 35 million, that's the right sort of money for that type of player. And if you can get that deal done, then it is completely risk-free, because you've got Selon there in the age, and you're not paying a lot. His wages are not going to be astronomical, and I think you're bringing in, like we've said before, I think it was Friday when we made the video about the 2 new rules in what Manchester United are looking for when it goes to the transfer window, the characteristics and something different. Stiller is something different for Manchester United. More of a Carrick style player. Not blessed with massive pace. He just reads the game. That's his game. Reads the game, passes very, very well, looks after the ball incredibly well. It is a big concern that it is obviously the Bundesliga, and the record for the Bundesliga is not good when it comes to transferring across to the Premier League. I know this, but still, like, again, look at the recruitment. Can we trust this Manchester United recruitment team to get the right players in? I think we can from what we've seen so far. I think we are developing a very, very strong team, and I think more of this is to come as well. Let's get some more comments in and your thoughts on all of this as well, everybody. Again, cheers for the likes. That's 200 in the bag already. Please keep liking the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, everybody, and let me know your thoughts on this. Anderson and Stiller says, Lawman, get Stiller in January. It says Leo. Almost 1,000 watching in the room, says Stephanie. That's good. And now there is 1,000 watching in the room. Thank you, everyone. Get your thoughts in. Anderson is unique. Was you impressed with Anderson yesterday, everybody, by the way? Was you impressed with his performance? Did he give you encouragement that he is the right player to come in? Give me them thoughts as well in the live chat, please. Newcastle haven't won away from home since last April, I think. Yeah. Again, season completely open. In fact, let me have a quick butchers at this league table as it stands right now. Man City are now up into second in the league. United dropped down to 8th, but are a point off. We're a point off Liverpool in 3rd, Bournemouth in 4th, and 2 points off Man City in 2nd. And our form is right up there with teams in the top 6 or 7 there. We're competing alongside everybody right now. Just stay in touch, and that's all we can ask for. 10 games in, I'm happy with that. 50% win record. We've only lost 3 games in them 10, and we've played everybody who's anybody. All of last season's top 4, and we're also about to hit Spurs as well in the 11th game. So we played the top 6. We played the big 6. And we played 3 of them away from home. So it is a tough start. It is a very, very tough start. Yeah, and we're right up there. 17 goals this season. I said this morning. The encouragement is there. The signs are there. Like I said, Newcastle right now languishing down in 13th with only 3 wins. You tell me, like I said before, is drawing to Nottingham Forest away from home a bad result when you just lost away to West Ham United? That's bad. That is bad. Anyway, more comments, please, everybody. Get in there. Get into the chat. Talk to me. What have we got in here? Gehi free, Mateta free. Still a 35 million. Absolutely brilliant. If we pull that off in the summer, Galvatron, I don't think Gehi is going to go to United if we go into the summer. I think we'd have to go out and get Mark Gehi in January and put money on the table. I don't think we can get Gehi for free. I think we're saying this morning. Would you put money on the table if it meant that you beat everybody else to Mark Gehi? Would you put 30 to 40 million on Crystal Palace's desk and say, don't allow that player to leave for free. We'll give you 40 million now, take it or leave it. I think Palace would buckle if you put a decent bid in January. I really do think that that would tempt them into letting Gehi go. And that means you could let Harry Maguire go. I think that's the perfect replacement for Harry Maguire. And that, again, like I said this morning, I would see that as very, very sensible transfer business for Manchester United. And I think would really make a statement as well. We're talking midfielders now in this one, but get it done. We defo need some control in the central midfield. Still, I don't know, but 35 is a lot, even if he doesn't work. So work it alongside Anderson or Wharton. We need to plug the central midfield hole quickly. Depends what you mean by quickly, Carl, really. We can't do anything until the window opens. But if you are talking the next window, then I agree with you, mate. We definitely need to be prioritising that midfield. The wing-back area also does need to be sorted. Like we said this morning, not many people thinking that Diogo Dalot is going to be capable of doing it for Manchester United. I just don't see him being the future of this football club. I think he's had long enough. I think he's coming up to 8 years now at United. And again, sentiment has to leave this football club. And that would be Dalot, that would be Maguire, that would be Casemiro. There are players out there to replace all of these. And you're saving a small fortune in wages every single week. And I guarantee you the players that you bring in probably won't even hit half of the wages that them players are on right now. So if I add up the wages of Casemiro and Harry Maguire, and then add Dalot to it too. Let me just think off the top of my head what they are. So that would be with Casemiro 350, Harry Maguire. There's 450, and then there's 540, and then you add Dalot to that, who's on around about 80. You're looking at around about 630 grand a week in wages. I guarantee you, 3 players coming in at Manchester United probably wouldn't touch half of that amount of money, and you could bring in, I don't know who you'll bring in at wing-back at the moment, what the options are for that one, but I reckon you could bring in a centre-back for Maguire, a midfielder for Casemiro, and another wing-back for Dalot. You're probably touching 300 grand a week in wages for them 3 players with the way that Ineos operate and do business. That, I think, shows you where United were and where United could be. Thank you for the services of all of them players, but them 3 leaving Manchester United in the summer, and don't get me wrong, Maguire, Casemiro, thank you so far this season. Please continue it, and I will support you in every single game that you play as a Man United fan. But I do have to also have that dose of reality and United moving forward. Them players could be at United if we're in Europe as squad players. Could we replace them? 100%. And could we get any more on top of that? 100%. We're not getting transfer fees for these players, but if we're clever enough with the recruitment, players like Buade, players like Stiller, players like Anderson, Gehi, you could go out and buy them players and easily afford them off what you're saving with them wages. It is all about PSR, don't forget, everybody. And PSR is all of the players' wages, agent fees and transfer fees put together. And the savings that we're making off them players are going to be able to... are going to give us that freedom to be in the fight for some big players in the summer and be able to afford them players. 16 goals conceded. The next team with more is Leeds, 17th. We need to defend better as a team if we want this form to continue. I will counter that, Carl, again by going half full against your half empty by saying 17 goals scored this season also. And I'm sorry, I would like to take the entertainment factor and say that we are plus goal difference and the defence will shore up eventually. I get it. We need to switch on in them moments. But it's not like teams are peppering our goal. It's concentration levels. 100% staying tuned in throughout the game and not switching off for them moments like Ruben picked up on in the press conference yesterday. It is. But yes, defend for 90 minutes, for God's sake, United. It's infuriating. I'm blowing smoke up our defence's arse here, but like Carl makes the point there, we're conceding a lot of goals. It needs to get better. I don't get it. It's like you were in control of the Forest game, we conceded 2. In control of Brighton, conceded 2. We're making it heavy. We're making it difficult for ourselves in these games. But the one counter to that is that the forward line, which we spent a fortune on, is finally showing up for United, and it's holding us up there. Get the defence sorted, I think. I think now Lamens is in, we are going to be a lot more solid. Figure out what your best back three is. Stop substituting them, for God's sake. And I think United will start to build on that goal difference. I don't think there's any team that has absolutely taken us to the cleaners this season. We've just had spells in games where we've just been blown away. Majority of the games, Manchester United have been comfortable, I feel. City, moments, blasted away. Brentford, blasted away also. Them games have killed Manchester United, them sorts of games. They were easily drawable games. If we draw both of them games like we should have, worst case scenario, Man United are second right now. Big ifs and buts, isn't it? I know, but still, it goes to show that not concentrating and being completely switched on for a full 90 minutes has had an effect on Manchester United's league position this season. And the fact that we are so close shows you how good we actually have been in that forward line as well. Look, I know I'm over egging the positive on this as well. I'm going to keep on doing it because I do believe in what I'm watching right now, and it has given me a more of a confident frame of mind. And I think one good result, a win against Spurs, I'm calling out all of the half-full fans and saying, where are you at now? That's Manchester United there, 5 games, 4 wins and a draw. We've not done it yet, and we've got to get through Spurs first of all. But if we do win, I'm calling them all out and asking the question. 11 games in it would be, and Manchester United would be in the top 4, heading into the last international break of the calendar year. That is good. Compared to where it was last season, that is exceptional for Manchester United. So that is going to be one hell of a game. Spurs need a win. United looking to continue their form. Is it the right time to play Spurs? We did a show on Football Talks this morning talking about that and going into detail on whether that unrest and that incident yesterday at Spurs is going to galvanise them going into the game at weekend. I don't know. I hate to guess as to what a mood is like at a certain club. Sometimes I don't like playing teams when they're on the downer. I like to play teams that are playing well and compete against them. I do feel like that's where I'm at with the Spurs game right now. I don't know how to take it. I really don't. Yeah. Lenny is great, but he's not used to the balls in the air. No, he needs to fill out. He needs to get stronger. He needs to get better in the air. He does. I think the right partners next to him as well will help him. I think De Ligt is a good partner for him. I get that. Cal says, just look both ways. I agree with what you say. Saying just give opposition view loose to Spurs. We're back in 10th or 12th. If we lose to Spurs, we're back in 10th or 12th. What then when we were 12th 3 weeks ago and wanted Amorim out? The way that we're playing, Cal, is totally different. Cal, honestly, mate, I need to give you a cuddle. I really do. I need to cheer you up, mate. Look, we're dealing with the now, and why think about the negative that's a week away? Why would you think negative when we're playing better and we're unbeaten in the last 4? Why would you think that way? It's the question I would ask you, buddy. Stop feeling this way. Enjoy the moment, mate. Enjoy this moment. Be real about it like you are. But, of course, why do we need to feel like we're going to be down in 12th or 13th if we lose? We know this already. And we choose whether we want to look at the positive or the negative. Manchester United have scored 17 goals. We are miles ahead of where we were this time last season. And that is a positive. That is progression. No matter which way you want to look at it, what could happen in the next game or the game after that and what is to come, United have played the best teams in the league so far this season already, and we are sat comfortably in the mix for European places right now. You would have snatched someone's hand off at the start of the season for it, is all I'm saying. We don't need to worry until that is there in front of us, is what I'm saying. Allow us this positive football conversation, is what I'm saying, I think, more than anything. Right. Oh no, don't let Carl have a cuddle off Bruno. Bruno's not the right man. I think Carl needs a... I think Carl probably... Actually, Carl, give us... who would you take a cuddle off in Man United side, mate? Oh, God, that sneeze has been coming for about 10 bleeding minutes. Finally. God, that was like a release. My God. By the way, Carl, I love you, mate. Great conversations all of the time. And Carl has his own opinion as well. I will never have a go at anybody. I will just always try and balance it with banter and conversation. It's good debate. It's good debate. And everybody can have a half full attitude to things. It usually comes off previous and what you've witnessed before. And yeah, it's not good for United. So I can totally get it. I do. Thank you, Rodders. I needed that. Do you know what? I was going to say, Carl, it would have been Mbumo. I tell you what, Mbumo just looks like a nice guy, doesn't he? You might get crushed, though, because he looks like a strong guy. Strong as well, doesn't he? He does. But, yeah. I should know who Top Gun is as the mod in the chat, by the way. I don't know. I think that's someone else who's changed their name again. I don't know who it is. But cheers again for saying bless you. And thank you, everybody, for having my back with that one. Not getting a midfielder in the summer cost United a win yesterday. Really? Did it? It didn't, did it, Paul? It was more like Man United switching off for 5 minutes and not clearing balls or stopping crosses when we could have easily. I think that's what lost us the 2 points yesterday. You can't say not buying a midfielder cost us yesterday. I mean, that is a little bit far-fetched, I think. Let's see. There's debating and there's moaning, says... Stu, where are you, mate, by the way? I thought you was on the way to Australia. Let us know where you are in the world, mate. Can't wait to see the Butcher back on grass, says Jody. I mean, that's a debate that we're going to have, I think, coming up now this week. If Lisandro Martinez plays a full week in training with the first team, should he be in the squad going into that Spurs game this weekend? Should he be there? That is going to be a definite conversation this week, I think. Dallo, like Onana, once he's replaced, the team will improve. Yep. 100% agree with that comment. Have we done the Dallo question? Soz, I'm late. We talked about Dallo this morning, actually, and people turning on Dallo. I don't think anybody's confident that Dallo is the right man going forward. I can safely say that now. And I've always had my issues with Dallo. You've heard me all the way through this season already. Dallo is not good enough to be a starter for Manchester United. As a fill-in player and someone to come in and do a job, maybe, yeah, good squad player. But he should not be in Man United starting 11. He's not, I don't think, at that stage. I don't think he's that level. I just don't think he helps the team around him. And Ruben is playing him out of position as well on the left-hand side. I know he's played there before, and he's had some good games there before, but come on. You want a left footer on that side. Like Ahmad is on the right-hand side. I think we need someone on the left who's left foot. I think it just adds balance, and it'll help Matthias Cunha out as well. And I think I'm not surprised that Luke Shaw was up there as one of the best performers yesterday for Manchester United because he was working overtime trying to cover that Dalot side of the pitch. As regards Adam, as an audition to be our new midfielder, I thought Elliot Anderson was exceptional. Oh, woo. Okay. Going back to our top story there, everybody, again, there was stories going around that Ruben was talking to Elliot Anderson after the game yesterday, and people were thinking, is this the Cunha situation all over again? Obviously, Ruben was caught talking to Cunha, and then the next thing that happened there was Cunha's Man United's first signing of the summer transfer window. Are we going to see the same scenario again with Elliot Anderson? I don't know, but these sources are saying that Manchester United have made Elliot Anderson now their top target, and he is 100% of what United are going to be going for in the summer transfer window. Not January. I cannot see January bringing us anything money spend-wise, just loans and potential loans. Interesting to see if United try and bring anybody in for the left-hand side in January. Is there anyone out there? Could there be a bit of a swerve ball that we didn't expect coming in? Maybe. We will see, won't we? Dalot isn't a wing-back anyway. He's a left-back, says Leo. Really, don't you think having Anderson in our midfield would would not have given us the edge. No, of course he would. But it wasn't the reason why we dropped 2 points. It would give us the edge, and we probably would have won the game easier with a quality midfielder in there. But that game yesterday, United were already winning, and we should have won it with the chances we created. Jem said she hates the international break. Man, is there anybody that likes the international break? I don't think there's anyone out there that likes international football in the middle of a season. But at least we can say that this next November international break is the last one. And it is full steam ahead. Full steam ahead into the festive period we go. And I think Manchester United are going... I really do think we're going to make a dent on this league in December. Looking at the fixtures, I think United have got so many winnable games in there that we cannot not be up there. I mean, straight away, I'm looking at the likes of... Yes, Crystal Palace is a tough game for anybody. Everton at home, I expect United to win that. I think Newcastle, we should win that on Boxing Day. I think Wolves, we should win that. I think West Ham, we should win that. There's so many games. Bournemouth is going to be the difficult one. Bournemouth's our toughest game. Then heading into the new year, you've got Burnley and Leeds back-to-back before we play City and Arsenal. So tune-up games there. Look, I said it before, everybody can beat everybody in this league. And that, I think, is the opportunity and the disadvantage for Manchester United. Stay in contention. That's all we need to do. Stay in contention. Actually, sometimes doing what we did yesterday, getting the draw, not losing the game, just keeps us up there, relevant. And we move on to the next week. Just be there, and eventually, the experienced players we've got, the winners we've got, they should take over and push Manchester United forward. I just think like we are here on the cusp of something definitely happening, and I think we need to double down on it. I really do. And if there's a chance to bring someone in January, go and get him. Go and get him for Ruben Amorim, because we're seeing this team now turn the corner. Look, that is the show this evening, everybody. Absolutely loved that. London's just dropped another membership in there right at the end. Really good to look back on the weekend there. The news in the transfer market, Manchester United moving forward. It's always good to have a reflection day the day after, looking at things back again. Please do go and check out the other content on the channel as well. My match reaction yesterday and obviously this morning's show on Download. 2 hot topics there. And give me your thoughts on them as well. Everybody who already has, thank you so much already. But for now, that is it. The weekend is over, everybody. One more weekend to go in this next block of games, and it's Spurs next weekend. The build-up starts tomorrow, and of course, we've got all the news covered. First thing, 8 o'clock. Be there, everybody. Have a great evening, what's left of your weekend, and I'll see you then. Cheers, everyone. Like and subscribe. Have a good night.